Canned Wine Podcast, where we open cans of wine and talk about it. We're in Season 3, Episode 19, and if you're keeping track from the beginning, this is our 90th episode. Today, we're back on our quest to bring you the world in a can, and we're back up the west coast of the Americas to California. Our wine nerd word of the week is black fruits. What are black fruits? Well, these are flavors and smells and aromas that you have in the wine, mostly flavors. Things like cherries, blackberries, that kind of dark fruit flavors, to be compared with white fruits that we've talked about before. Now, as we have been last calendar year, and this is our first episode of the new year, we're sparing no expense, and we have intrepid wine explorers all around the world, and today we get our intrepid wine explorer Ken back. Are you there, Ken?
Yeah, I sure am, Brad.
And where does our quest for the world in a can take you today, Ken?
Well, today I'm in a northern community called Soiux Lookout. This is where my airport is. I'm here tonight, and then tomorrow morning I get into a small plane and I fly way up north to a First Nations community where I'll be doing some chainsaw safety training for the next couple of days.
Excellent. And you do quite a bit of work in northwestern Ontario, so that's not new to you. Is the weather quite frightful up there?
It is. This week has been crazy cold. See, it was cold back in Winnipeg when I left this morning, and it's cold up here, but they say it's supposed to get a little bit warmer. I hope it does. But then it's sort of a blessing, and it's not a blessing, because when it gets warmer, then the snows come. And I always have a fear of getting stranded in the north because of, being unable to get back because of inclement weather. But it's always an adventure.
That's true. It's always an adventure. And here, it's always an adventure with wine. So can you have the privilege of announcing our can of the week for this week?
Oh, certainly. Today's can is a 250 milliliter Nomadica red blend. And this can is 14.5% alcohol.
That's fairly strong. I think that's close to the top here at the Canned Wine Podcast. So it's a fairly strong wine. And what we know about this wine is that it's 100% Barbera. The winemaker, or rather the person that put it together, is Kristen Oleseski, and she's a former Michelin star restaurant sommelier, so she knows wine, and she wanted to bring people premium wines in a sustainably packaged method. And for what it's worth, and we've beat this drum before, the cans are 84% less packaging than traditional bottles and boxes. So that's why one of the reasons why we like them. And this is 100% Barbera. It comes 70% from the American viticultural area, Mendocino County, 30% from the AVA Shenandoah Valley. Puts it all together in California and ships it across the nation. She has a service that can send you literally a case of this in the mail. And check out their website. There's some pretty good deals, and they can deliver a premium wine in a good package to your location. And it's handy if you're having trouble finding cans. So I don't think it gets as far north as Canada, but thanks to our wine helpers, we were able to get you a can of this. It's probably the only can. I would put money on it. That's the only can of Nomadica Red Blend in Soiux Lookout being opened anytime soon. Would you agree with that?
Oh yeah, I sure would. That's definite.
Now this wine, she only deals with people that are sustainable farmers, low interventions. It's not necessarily organic, but they do minimal amounts of things with it, and it's in a beautiful can. The artwork is by Jonathan Todrick, and the name of the piece is called Fear Not, Only Believe, and it's a beautiful stylized abstract art piece on there. So you not only get a very nice sustainable package. It's in a very nice looking package. So where did I find this? Well, I found it in Danbury, where they have the Warehouse Wines and Liquors on Sawmill Road. It's right next to Trader Joe's there, and they always have a good selection. We've gotten some really great wines from them in the past, and I got a 4-pack of this. That's the way they sold it, and it was very reasonable. And as we had said, it is, or I'm not sure if I mentioned it, but typically they say this is stainless steel fermented, which would be typical, and then partially aged in neutral oak, which helps improve some of the flavor profile on it. Now, Barbera itself is an Italian red grape variety. It's the 3rd most planted red grape in Italy. Deep colored, full body, low tannins, but high acidity. And that's where the neutral oak comes in to just tone up those tannins a little bit and develop a little bit more deluxe flavor. Deep in color, and it's very popular in California and was for a long time because the Italian immigrants brought it there and planted it. And what else can we say about it? And it may be related to Montverde. Now with some of the DNA technology, they're really getting to the root of who the parents are here. But this is a very vigorous and easily growing grape. So that's the lowdown on Barbera. And Barbera has always been one of my favorite grapes. So without any further ado, Kenny, have you got your can handy?
I sure do.
Let's do what we do on the Canned Wine Podcast and open this and continue to talk about it. A very nice color. I would say it's a garnet.
Has a nice smell.
Yeah. Lots of wine aromas. I can smell a bit of oak and smokiness in it.
Yeah, same here.
Full body taste. Definitely tasting those dark fruits in there. That's really a decent wine.
Very nice. Has nice legs too.
Yeah, I hadn't looked at that. I'm in Studio 2 and it's a little dark in here, but yeah, I can see some legs. That's a nice garnet color. That's how I'd describe it. Now, what could you pair this with? I see recommendations of dark meat, deer, elk, any kind of thing like that you might have, a roast, mushrooms, root vegetables, braised greens. Now, basically, it's the acidity in it that works well with fatty, big flavor dishes. So anything that's got lots of flavor could stand up to this. That's tremendous. I hope you're enjoying it up there in Soiux Lookout, Ken, and I wish you all the best. I know when it's cold, the big advantage is that it's good flying weather. Cold and clear is a very, very good weather to fly in. And like you said, if you get snowstorms coming in, that can cause problems. So we're hoping that you're against the wind as you always are, and have a good training session up there in the north.
Oh, that's nice of you to say. Thank you very much.
And appreciate your efforts. And also, if anybody's looking on our Instagram feed, there was a good picture of Ken in his brand new canned wine knit cap, as we say in America, or the canned wine toque, as they say up there. Is that working out well for you, Kenny? Keeping the head warm?
Oh, yeah. It sure is. It's keeping me warm.
Well, that's important, and this hopefully this Nomadica Red Blend will bring some cheer to you. We have to shout out to Lee at No List Records, who was able to get you that the wine and the toque. So thanks again, Lee. We just can't say enough for you. And And to the listeners on Spotify, join us on our YouTube. It's easy and you can see it. And as Leslie Tate would say, look out. Anyways, the head scratcher answer from last week, the answer was 1880. And no one took us up on that offer, which was if you make that comment or make the comment on the YouTube that you knew the answer, we would send you out some cool swag. We're going to extend that offer. And our with this week's head scratcher, which is, what is the title of the artwork by the artist Jonathan Tudorick on this week's can? What is the title? So if you say that, I've got a very cool canned wine postcard from New York that we'll send out to you, and who knows what else we might put in there. So in closing, we'd like to thank Ken for helping us out here and being an excellent guest, and you for tuning into the Canned Wine Podcast, where we open cans of wine and talk about it. Remember, always enjoy responsibly. I know I'm sitting here in the studio. Ken's in his hotel room. We're not out driving around. That's not a good thing to do with this canned wine because it does pack a punch, especially at 14% alcohol. So don't drink and drive. And the canned wine is a center stage production. All rights reserved.